and welcome back to Eve's Armchair. So this month we're considering conversations about burnout, boundaries and becoming. Have you ever noticed that even when responsibilities are shared, many women still feel like they're the ones holding everything together? So it's not just doing tasks, but remembering them, planning them, anticipating them, and worrying about them. The groceries, the birthday gifts, the doctor's appointments, and even the emotional temperature of the home. Who needs what? When? Why? Where? And this is something psychologists often call the invisible load or the mental load. So today we're having conversations about why so many women carry it, and sometimes very often without even realizing. The invisible load isn't just about doing more work. It's actually about being responsible for thinking about the work, constantly considering what needs to be done, constantly overthinking, constantly planning in your mind. And this can become really overloading. For example, two women might both cook dinner in a week, but one person is planning the meals, checking what's in the fridge, noticing that the milk is running out, and even things like remembering that someone doesn't eat gluten and deciding what to cook in the first place. The other one just preps, puts a meal together, feeds her family. So this is the invisible part. It's the mental management of life. And because it's mostly happening inside someone's head, it often goes unnoticed. And there are actually a few reasons why this happens. So the first one is actually social conditioning. From a young age, most girls are often taught to be more aware of other people's needs, to be conscious of what other people need, what other people are going through. And you're almost conditioned to notice when someone else is uncomfortable, to smooth over the tension, and to take responsibility for our relationships. And over time, this can turn into some kind of default role. So the emotional and logistical manager of everything. You are in charge of everything and everyone. The second reason for this could also be expectation. So even in modern relationships, there can be subtle assumptions about who keeps track of things, who remembers the birthdays, who organizes the holidays, who notices when the toilet paper runs out. And it's all these little things. And often, if a woman stops doing these things, then everything almost simply falls apart. So she keeps doing them. The third reason could be emotional labor. So women are often expected to manage not only tasks, but feelings, to manage the feelings of the people around them. And sometimes you might think that you're just better at organizing things, or it's better done by yourself. But what actually happens is that you've become the default manager of everyone's life. You are making sure that everyone is okay. You are keeping the peace. You are the one who listens. And that emotional awareness is valuable, or really valuable, but it can also become exhausting. So the invisible load is tiring because it never switches off. And even when you're resting, part of your brain might still be running a checklist, or you are constantly running a checklist. Did I reply to that message? Did I schedule that appointment? Did I put a shopping list together? Have I remembered everything that I have to do for the children or the family or a friend or a colleague? Did I forget something important? And because most of this work is invisible, it often isn't acknowledged. Now, what happens is then it leads to feelings of resentment and eventually burnout. And sometimes there is also the sense that you're carrying more than your share of what you need to carry. And it's not because others don't care, but it's because they might not even see the load in the first place. So one of the first steps in simply making the invisible load visible is talking about it. Let's start to talk about the mental load. It's not just dividing tasks like you cook, I clean. It's also sharing the responsibility of planning and remembering. Because true partnership isn't just splitting chores. It's also sharing the mental responsibility for our lives. Now, if you've ever felt like you're the one carrying the invisible checklist in your head all the time, you're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. So I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear some of the things you'd like to share with us about your own experiences, and maybe slowly we can start to offload some of these emotional challenges. So thank you for spending a few minutes in Eve's Armchair with me today. Till the next conversation, please take care.